Okay, Steve, we're going to be evaluating a CPP16 Gen 6 AUTODOME. It's the newer NDP 7802Z40. Something unique about this that the older CPP13 version of the Gen 6 AUTODOME didn't have is this camera supports now IVA Pro. Not all packages yet, some are still on their way out, but in this video specifically, we're going to be looking at IVA Pro appearance.
So the key thing to remember about this IVA Pro is on some products it comes as a standard piece, and on other products it doesn't. So we need to make sure the customers understand that. The second thing is on some of these other IVA functions and features, they're added as a licensable cost item as well. Right. So we should make sure that customers understand that as well.
Right, and to provide some context against that, this camera or this evaluation that we're doing here is the camera I mentioned plus IVA Pro appearance, which is licensable. So we did put that license on this camera to be able to achieve what we're going to be showing here. IVA Pro appearance, what's that do for us?
So it gives us a couple of different options to be able to look for specific things in the field of view or look for specific looks or whatever items that a person or an object in the field may have that will be different than others, and we can do searches for those, or we can look for objects that have those
items.
Correct.
So yeah, with IVA Pro appearance, we can do what is called attributes. So they're adding attributes. What does that mean? It means if a person in the field of view or the detection area, maybe he's wearing, if you want to know if someone's wearing a hat or is walking in around your building with a backpack on, in this case we're going to be doing backpack, what color clothing do they have on, are they wearing glasses, sunglasses, those types of attributes. And as we see this chipset or this camera mature in firmware, we're going to be adding more and more attributes to search against. And what's nice is, in this case, we're going to be doing a live event where we have the camera detect like there's someone in the field of view that has a backpack on. I'm going to track them, but we can also do this retroactively, like we've always been able to with forensic search and BVMS, where we can kind of do the same thing.
I think one of the cool things to note here is in fixed cameras, a fixed camera can certainly do this and bring your attention to the appearance or the characteristic that you wanted to look for. But in this case with the PTZ, it's kind of that much better because it actually will look for that in the object, that characteristic in the object, and then it will zoom in and will automatically track that person around in the field of view. Which again, things that are longer distances away, or you want to get that much better identification of the object that meets that characteristic that you're looking for. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll link in the video here a link to the video that we're actually going to show how auto tracking on this camera operates when the individual that set it off goes into a group. So check that out after this. And
a comparison video as well between the old camera and the new camera?
Correct.
Okay. So
I'm going to go ahead and start this. And what we're going to see is we actually have our actors today are Caleb and Matt from the team. And to kind of set the stage here, we have a pre-position, preset 1, that we created a detection zone for. And Caleb will be wearing the backpack. Matt's not wearing it. He's just walking around in the field of view so that we can show that we're not going to be getting confused on who's setting the alarm off.
Right.
Now Matt walked out. He is going to come back in from the right-hand side, you'll notice.
You notice also that the camera is classifying them both as a person, so that's
Correct.
important as well.
Correct, and we had that rule. That's a good point because we had the rule set up to detect a person with backpack. So there we go. We got the hit, and immediately the camera zooms in on Caleb, and we'll continue to track him. It knows that he set that rule off, and it's going to continue to track him all the way through until he's out of the picture.
And again, it gives us that capability of this actual tracking with the better resolution, greater detail than a fixed camera can provide.
Right, and I think it's important to tell or make everybody aware, in this incident, we're tracking him. He's got a backpack on. We know about that. Maybe that's a call up in operation center or
Sure.
control room. But then the camera, once he's out of the field, can return back to the pre-position where it's supposed to be staged.
And another thing to keep in mind is that nobody's touching this camera. This camera's
No.
doing all of this, all this functionality and this capability, has all this capability on its own. So nobody's sitting at a pan tilt zoom or at a mouse trying to control the camera. It's doing all of it on its own.
Exactly. So here we go. We returned. Matt's still walking around in the field of view. Doesn't have a backpack on, so the camera's okay with him being there.
Right. If you need any more information, you can contact us at support@midchest.com.
Perfect.